All right, so the next phrase is feedback on the process. Feedback on the process. Feedback on the process. Typically we say process, not process. That would be a short O sound. Process. Feedback on the process. Process, and not process. Process. Feedback on the process. Would you mind taking a look at this and giving me some feedback on the process? Do you have any feedback on the process? What is your feedback on the process? Stealth. Stealth. So that stealth. Stealth. You've got an that would be a short E sound is in red, stealth. You've got an L and a TH again. Before we had WTH with growth, and now we have LTH. So tongue up for the L. That's even trickier than the WTH, isn't it? Stealth. So actually what happens is that your L is going to be produced lower, probably in the middle, so that you can then get the TH sound. Elth, elth, elth. So your tongue is going to touch on the teeth, and then blow for the TH. So touch for L, blow for TH. Elth, elth, stealth, stealth. They accomplished this robbery with much stealth. I'm trying to think of a business application for stealth. I'm not sure, because usually it's more like stealth, kind of sneaky. Stealth, stealth. Drive, demand. Drive, demand. So we say demand, demand. It's really fast, that first syllable, because the accent is on the stress is on the second syllable. Demand. Drive, demand. De or da, demand. De or da. You're going to say it so fast that it's not going to really matter too much in that first syllable. So drive, demand. Demand. You've got to get the because that syllable is stressed. Drive demand. We want to drive demand towards our new product. Drive demand. Open wait list. Open, open. Short I there, usually, for silver color. Open wait list. When I say silver color, I'm talking about the vowel chart. So short I is silver. To remember, the sound in silver is a short I. Silver. So if you haven't looked at those videos, take a look. Open wait list. Open wait list. Wait list. Wait list. Wait list. That T is going to be very short. Wait list. Wait list. Wait list. Not a D this time. There's an L consonant after it. Wait list. We have an open wait list for this. Open wait list. Open wait list. You probably would pronounce the T on the end. Open wait list. We have an open wait list for this. You wouldn't drop it. Open wait list. Not usually. There's an open wait list for this. On board. On board. Or. It's spelled O-A-R-D, but it's just kind of like an O-R. Ord. Who's in charge of the onboarding process of new employees? On board. Onboarding. On board. On board. Let's see. User. Users with a Z, not an S. And remember, Z's are when your tongue tickles when you touch to produce the sound. S is just air, no voicing or vibration. Z, your tongue is going to tickle, and so is your throat. But when you're going fast, you'll feel it most in your tongue. User, not user. User. That U is like a Y-O-U, like the word you. User. How many users do we have now? Is this going to be a good experience for our users? User. Quality increases, we let more founding members in. Okay, I was given this phrase. I'm not really sure. Oh, maybe there's something in front of it like, due to quality increases, we let more founding members in. There's probably a comma in there somewhere. Quality increases. So an S in the middle and a Z sound on the end, because that ES is usually an EZ sound. Quality is a KW for that QU. Quality increases. We let more founding members in. Founding. Ow. OU is ow. Due to quality increases, we let more founding members in. Quality increases, we let more founding members in. Members with a Z sound on the end. I'm not sure why. Oh, because is kind of like a vowel sound. Even though you see an R there, ER is more like a vowel sound, therefore the S is a Z. Members in. All right, the next phrase is depending on the quality in January. Depending on the quality in January. Depending. Depending, the stress is on the middle syllable, depending. So that DE in the front, you're going to say it either D or da or da. It's not going to matter that much because it's going to be so fast. Depending. And it's usually an I on the depending. Some people might say depending, I or depending on the quality in January. January. So that AR before the Y at the end there, pretend it's spelled like AIR. So it's an air sound, not an R. Don't say January, it's January. Depending on the quality in January, we might move forward. We might have more sales. Depending on the quality in January. The next phrase is schedule of events. Schedule. That CH is like a K or a C sound. So K. Schedule. Jul. That DU is more like a JU. Jewel. When there's an L, jewel. Your lips are going to kind of round as if there were a W in there. Schedule. Because the UL, you're going to go ooh for you. Ooh, so your lips round. And then your tongue is going to come up and touch your teeth for the L. Schedule. I know in other English-speaking countries, they might say schedule. Sorry, I know it just sounds so weird to us. They might say schedule. So, which is fine. There's really no reason why that can't be a thing, right? I can think that I have someone here early, so I will have to pause and finish this later. Okay, moving on, we have the word design. The S in the middle is a Z sound, design. Do you have the latest design? I like your design. My cat. Okay. Motion. Let's put that plan in motion. The TION, that's like an SHUN, shun, motion. Let's put that plan in motion. I second the motion. And then the next word is mission. Another SH sound in the middle there, even though it's spelled with an SS, but we still have that, it's spelled a little differently, but we have SION, mission. Do we have a mission statement yet? What is our mission statement going to be? Mission. Profile. What is your profile picture like? I need a profile picture from you right away. Or, I don't see that on your profile. Can you put that on your profile? Profile. I and then L. Just touch your tongue to the back of your teeth. Profile. Next word, parameters. Syllable stress is on the second one. Parameters. And so meters, not meters. We wouldn't say parameters. It's one of those where we just kind of go meters, parameters, itters or utters, parameters. It's a non-stress syllable, so parameters. Let's keep it within the following parameters. Let's keep it within the following parameters for this job. Parameters. Okay, responsible is how we usually pronounce it in casual conversation. Responsible, could probably get away with that. Responsible, the accent is on the second syllable. Responsible. Who is going to be responsible for that? Am I responsible for that? I'm a very responsible person. Responsible. Sible. That's really quick, and the L at the end, just a quick touching of the tongue to the upper teeth. Responsible. And that is an S there in the third syllable and the first. Responsible. Next word is exit criteria. Exit. As in red. As in silver. Exit. Exit criteria. Cry. I as in white. Teria. Long E. Teary on both of those. Iria. Exit criteria. Make sure you have the proper exit criteria. Exit criteria. Exit. Exit. The X in that particular word, it's not a KS sound. It's not exit. Exit. We don't usually say it with a KS. Exit. We usually say it with more of a GZ. Exit. Exit. I don't know why. I just know we do. I know there are some X's that we pronounce with a KS, and it's usually at the end of the word. For instance, fax. Send me a fax. That's KS. That X is KS sounding. Fax. Exit, exam, examine. Those are all GZ. Eggs, exit. Exit criteria. Next word is picture. 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 Okay. I know it's spelled like picture. Picture. But we don't really say picture. 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 We might pronounce that C, that K sound, picture. But typically that T in the middle is going to sound like a CH. And URE is going to sound like ER. Picture. 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 With the accent on the first syllable. P. I is in silver. Picture. Chur. Chur. Picture. Picture. Send me the picture. I want to see it. Can I see the picture? What picture are you talking about? What picture? It almost sounds like the word P-I-T-C-H-E-R, pitcher. Something you use to pour things, or in baseball, the pitcher is the guy who throws the ball. It's almost pronounced the same way in casual conversation in the Western United States. Picture, picture, picture. Padding, padding. 2 Ds, it's just a D sound in the middle. Padding. Again, that G on the end of the ing is not usually pronounced. In certain areas of the country it might be, but typically don't pronounce the G on the ing. Padding, padding. Padding, as in black. Padding, ing. Are you padding your margins? Add a little extra padding on the margins there. Padding. Padding. Margin is the next word. Margin. Gin. That G is like a J. J sound. J. Margin. Silver vowel. I. Short I. Margin. Are your margins padded? Margin. Accent on the first syllable. Margin. Animation. Animation. Accent on the third syllable. Sorry, the stress is on the third syllable. Animation. And again, the T-I-O-N is pronounced with an S-H and then like a U, short U-N. Shun. Animation. Animation. I love the animation on that clip. Animation. Let's create some animation on this page. Animation. Aesthetic. Just pretend that first A isn't there. Aesthetic. I like the aesthetics of this. Aesthetic. So you do pronounce that S after the E, and it's an S sound, not a Z. S, and then TH. Aesthetic. Aesthetic. So STH can be tricky. Aesthetic. Brand guidelines. Brand Brand guidelines. Guide. Forget the U. It's a long I. Guidelines. So 2 long I's in those 2 syllables. Guidelines. And the S at the end is a Z. Guidelines. Guidelines. Brand guidelines. What are the brand guidelines? Can you send me the brand guidelines? Guidelines? Okay, next word or phrase is learning curve. Learning curve. Curve, learn, curve. Learning curve. This piece of software has a very steep learning curve. The learning curve can be difficult for some people. Learning curve. Implementation. Implementation. So stress the second to the last syllable there. Implementation. Again, that T-I-O-N is always S-H like U-N. Shun, shun. Implementation. 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 Just like that. So we are ready to move forward with the implementation of the new software. We are ready to move forward. Implementation, implementation, implementation. We need to implement this new plan. So let's move forward with the implementation of this new plan. We're going to be implementing it starting tomorrow. Implement, implementation. Implement, implementing, implementation. Implement, implementing, implementation. For implement and implementing, the syllable stress is on the first syllable. And then for implementation, the syllable stress is on the next to the last syllable. So implementation. Next phrase is high demand. High demand. There's a high demand for this type of product. High demand. So demand, you can say demand. Most of the time in conversation, we're a little more casual and lazy with our speech, and we might say demand. Demand. High demand. This is a high demand product. Sluggish growth. Sluggish. So that's a ish. Silver. The I is short, as in silver. Sluggish. Sluggish growth. WTH at the end. Growth. Sluggish growth. Sluggish growth. We have had sluggish growth with this product. It's very slow. It's sluggish. Very slow growth, sluggish growth. It's kind of lagging behind. Sluggish, gish growth. Form, or. So O plus is or. So form. Please fill out the form before you go. Please fill out this form before next Friday. I just emailed you the form. So form. So one thing that might be different is the way you pronounce that as far as length. So be sure to emphasize that or form instead of form. I'm just guessing. I don't know. So form, just gotta be good on the end of that or form. And then we have type form. Type, I. That Y is like an I, like white. Type form. Data warehouse. Okay. Some people say data, some people say data. Data or data. It doesn't really matter. I think both are used often. So I'm going to say data. Data warehouse. Air, like the air you breathe. A-R-E, in this case, is going to be pronounced air. Warehouse. O-U. It's ow. And that S is an S, not a Z. Warehouse. Data warehouse. It's in the data warehouse. And let's see, the last phrase I have here today is Integrations with a third-party provider. Integrations. The accent is on the next to the last syllable, which is often the case for long words, but not always, but often. Often it's on the next to the last syllable. Integrations. Integrations or integrations. When you're speaking fast and it's a non-stressed syllable, you're not really going to notice the difference between integrations or integrations. Doesn't matter. Integrations. Integrations with a third-party provider. So you notice when I slowed down, I said party with a good T. And then when I get talking fast, those two vowels, R-E, and the T in the middle is going to kind of go into a very soft thing, a very soft D/T kind of thing. Third-party, provider. Integrations with a third-party provider. So that O, provider, it gets lazy because it's not a stressed syllable. The vider is stressed. By. Provider. So it's more like a provider than a provider in casual everyday speech. Provider. Integrations with a third-party provider. We need to implement integrations with a third-party provider. Don't forget the integrations with a third-party provider. Provider. All right, that's all for today. Send me more vocabulary that you would like me to pronounce for you and explain. Thanks.